Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to another high-tier U.S. tank battle. This is, in fact, the battle where I unlocked the XM-803, as should be fairly obvious from the title. So the thing here was, I'm driving my MBT-70 because it's really fast, but also because it has a talisman on it. Because I had something near somewhere around 10,000 RP to get for the XM-803. And the 10 battle 15% silver line booster that I intended to use for it had like 15-20 minutes, something like that, before it was going to expire. So I knew I probably had one good battle left to get it. So I'm waiting here with artillery on the A point. Realize they're not going to get there quickly, so I'm going to fire some smoke at C where I'm heading. The smoke hits something on the way besides the house that I was trying to hit. So a little bit not quite where I was aiming. The enemy starts capping A, so I put artillery on it for him. And back to why I'm driving the MBT-70 here. It's got a talisman, it's fully spaded out, but I'm trying to get as much research as possible, as quickly as possible. My second smoke there hit a bush, the top of a tree, instead of the house I'm aiming at, so I'm 0 for 2 on the getting smoke shells where I want them. And there we go, finally, smoke where I want it. Get up into the C point, start the cap. I started backing up to get behind this house and then realized, oops, there's a teammate coming up behind me, so moved out of the way to make sure he was fully inside the cap. And then sat back, finished off the cap, and refilled my smoke launchers before pressing onwards. And if you watch directly north of us is a teammate, and he's engaged with at least 1 or 2 enemies here. You can see him getting marked on the map right north of us. So I'm just waiting for my smoke to fully reload, switch over to my APF SDS rounds, and I'm going to push forward and see what I can do to help. But I figured I might want to reload a little bit more ammo and take the time to get the smoke again, so. And there's one of the enemies that was right above us just to the north. Good thing I waited for a second in the smoke. So I've got an enemy dealt with, I've got a cap, and I'm speeding forward to probe the enemy's defense line and see what I can discover about where they are deployed in the town here. Pushing up a little bit ahead of my team, but not too far. Take a hit from the left. My driver was wounded, but I couldn't... I saw roughly where it came from, but I decided I'll just keep going, put some buildings between me and the left, and put a pretty good hurt into this Leopard 2K coming. And then I believe he fired and detonated his breach, and then I got knocked out by another Leopard 2K coming up behind him. It was kind of funny. I killed a guy named Eugen and then got killed by another guy named Eugen. But you'll see where those guys are right at the end of the row by A. So I'm going to come back in my M60 Rise P, line up where the enemies are on the map, click on the map, let the team know where they are, and start pressing forward again to get back up to the battle. And promptly get shot by a spawn raper. Because that's what people think the meta should be in this game. So I'm finished here. There's no way I can put out the fire and get a shot back at this guy as fast as he's reloading. So the best I can do is mark for the team and let them know where the guy is. So at least I took a couple hits before I died, so I had a talisman on my Rise passive as well. Now I've got 23 backups for the MBT-70. I've thought about coming back in my F3D and bombing this guy. But like I said, I need as much tank research as possible, so I can't really mess around with dropping bombs. I need to get all the tank research. And luckily, I have smoke shells loaded as my primary ammo for the MBT-70. So it's kind of perfect for firing a smoke shell right at the guy and then charging with my APF SDS loaded. So that is exactly what I did, and also put some artillery where I know him to be. Because really, there are things that make me mad in this game, but I think probably the number one is people driving for the enemy spawn instead of playing the objectives. And I thought I was finished when I didn't take out his gunner or his gun there, especially when he shot, but he didn't hit me, so. And now I know his loader is out, and I'm going to risk the moving in for a better shot at him and finish him off. See ya in hell, buddy. So there's a little bit more talisman score and RP score for my MBT-70. Now we've got a destroyed teammate up here. I'm not exactly sure what took him out because I missed it, so I'm keeping my eyes up to the right here. DO-335 going down in flames off to the right. And they're back on A, so I'm flying up towards A as fast as I can here. It's nice to drive spaded tanks every now and then. I drive stock or partially spaded things so often that it's a treat for me to drive spaded tanks. So you can see something right up in front of me here through the smoke, and then when the smoke clears, it's a T-64, but it's dead. But then, emerging behind him in the smoke is a Leopard 2K who actually hit me, but thankfully only did some damage to my tracks. So I got the gun lined up on him while we both fire smoke, and now it's a race between his damaged turret crew and my autoloader, and thankfully my autoloader won, and that's also an eye for eye, because that's the 2K that killed me earlier. So now we sit and wait for the repairs to finish. And you can see all kinds of fighting going on all near me. I've got a teammate who just drove right behind me. You can hear some kind of shooting next to me, which should be my teammate. I'm trying to decide where I want to put my artillery. There's an enemy getting marked on the mini-map. I should have actually fired my artillery right there, but I was waiting for my repair to finish to just drive forward and shoot him. And that's when I got shot in the back of the ammo storage by a Leopard A1. A1, so, oh well. Really wanted to come back in my aircraft, but again, just had to go with the SPAA. Now that Leopard also killed the XM-1 that was right behind me, so couldn't quite get the track I wanted on that plane. As you can see, there's a lot of people who complain about radar-guided SPAA, but it's really difficult to track somebody when they're making maneuvers. Now, when they fly directly at you, like this MiG-9, it's pretty easy to kill them, but then, of course, you have to deal with the wrecked aircraft fuselage flying into your vehicle and destroying it like it's a bomb. But that gave me enough score to come back in my spare M60 Rise P, which was good because I basically brought everything that I have a talisman on except for my M103 into this battle twice. So I did get a bit of score with the M163. I did at least shoot down a MiG-9. That sure looks like either the German captured Tempest or the German captured P-47, but I couldn't tell. And I couldn't track my machine guns up high enough on it. Now this right here is pretty funny. If you look, that's an I-16, and I just couldn't quite get my shots on him. I probably could have damaged him pretty badly if I let him just a tiny hair more with my 50s there, but oh well. So I'm slowly poking my way back up the road in the M60, which is quite a bit of a letdown in speed from the MBT XM1 type family. But I know that the Coelian, that surely is the SPA from my last MBT, just killed an M551, and he's up here off to my right, somewhere by the D point, so that's where I'm focused right now. And right behind these bushes, you may have noticed the front end of a Coelian. And I'm sure he was down pretty far, probably just 2 crew members after all that. So there is my 6th total kill, ace tanks, and an airplane to go along with it for a kicker. So not too bad. I've got a capture, and our team is winning handily with Authoritah, as it were. So now it's just moving up, looking for any kind of cleanup targets that might present themselves, and following my squad mate in the M42, who's a perfect little scout. There's one. Unfortunately, I just barely hit the stone fence in front of him. So a Leopard 1 gets destroyed, but that was a Leopard A1, so I'm going to track to the right here, see if I can find him, and try and protect my M42 squad mate, who is capping the A point. There we have an A1. Unfortunately, I didn't get the shot I should have shot at his lower ammo, and by the time I could reload, he was taken out by a Type 90, but that was okay. Now, unfortunately, the tickets are going to bleed out here before I can make it into the cap at A. I think I would have actually made it, though. As you'll see here, as I bust into the cap, we were still capturing it, so I think I would have capped it, but as it turns out, it didn't matter. It was enough research to get the XM-803. And in case you think that was a spoiler, did you read the title of the video? But there you can see, pretty decent research score, but definitely good vehicle research score, and I didn't even have any research mods on. Pretty good. 10,755, 5 kills, an air kill, 5 ground kills, an air kill, an assist, and a cap, 4 deaths, but I accomplished my mission, which was unlocking the XM-803, and that was all that really mattered. Second place wasn't too bad either. And there you can see I had 5 minutes and 20 seconds left to activate the 15% booster, so really didn't have enough time. And yes, I would like to order the XM-803, although in retrospect, maybe I should have just skipped it. Oh well. Thank you all for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this battle. I know I personally enjoyed it much better than the XM-803. Too bad it came before it. Anyway, thank you all for watching. We'll see you all next time, and as usual, have a great day, everyone.